Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Brawlin' with Brett here on TCG University. I am your host, Brett, and if you are tuning in when this video came up, this is Wednesday, so we are continuing this week's Brawl deck as Calix. So if you didn't watch Monday's video, I'd recommend it. We are running Calix 2.0. We're trying a new version of this. Went online, did a little research, looked at a couple other decks, took one from the online, tweaked it a little bit myself, and we are doing a lot better than we were doing last time. So, lower to the ground, we've got a lot of enchantment, constellation stuff, and just a lot of enchantment-based removal. And the ramp's also enchantment-based, so we've pulled out some of those ramp creatures, a little more enchantment-based, and just kind of taken our... taking advantage of our low-drop creatures and our commander's... how his synergy, that's the word I was looking for, his synergy with all of our little enchantments. So we are actually undefeated so far, and so let's see if we can continue that streak. So here we go. Hopefully we don't run into our old Nemesis. Oh, there we go, Garruk. We played some Garruks last week, and our old Nemesis, of course, being Niv, Mizzet, and Golos, the two decks I am the most sick of. So we're going first. A couple 2-drops, a 5-drop, and plenty of lands. We have the Temple of Plenty. This looks pretty good to me. We're a little land heavy, but really like the Scry land here. I always love being able to open with the Scry land. We can ship that one down to the bottom. And probably just get a creature going, I think. I think just go with the Eidolon of Obstruction, unless we draw something spicier. We did not. Okay, so we got the Eidolon of Obstruction down. Hopefully we'll get that third green source for the Cavalier of Thorns. Yeah, I mean, I doubt the Eidolon of Obstruction is probably going to make it all the way to Garruk being down and activating, but you never know. We're gonna play the Birth of Meletus out. Meletus, I should really be consistent. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I just like to bounce around and be inconsistent with it. So we'll put that Temple Garden into play tapped, just so we don't have to pay that life. And we'll bash it for 2. Curious our opponent kept that up. I doubt, yeah. I feel like you do not spend removal on the opponent's 2-1 here. But, you know, I've seen crazier things. So next turn, the plan is probably Calix. Oh, boy. That does not suck. I'm not complaining about our opponent's lack of stuff here. So let's cast Calix. Curious if they're keeping some removal up, but we're going to just go ahead and activate right away. We always want to activate our Planeswalkers right after we play them, so if they do have removal, we can stop them from doing it. I'm tempted to grab her so we can get a little more pressure, but we've got some impressive creatures, so we'll grab the Banishing Light. We have some 5-drop creatures to play. We don't need to grab another creature like that, and it looks like it might be Iron Calix. I would not be surprised to see, say, like a Murderous Rider come in right now and take out Calix, which would be a bummer. Certainly, but far from the... Okay, wow, we've been lucky. Our opponent hasn't done anything, and now they know they've got the Banishing Light, and sometimes it's easy to get into people's head. Obviously, we don't know our opponent to know what we have. Oh, Elder Spell, okay. Command zoned. If our opponent might be hesitant to commit things to the board because you don't want to commit anything to the board. We're clearly going to kill any big threat they play. But you've got to burn people past that removal. You can't live in fear of that removal, and so you've just got... Now you can obviously play something that isn't as valuable. You might want to hold something back or play something for maybe 3 or 4 mana we have to answer, so you don't have to tap out for it. But yeah, it's not hard to get into your opponent's head by doing that. They're going to have to think about this Banishing Light, and clearly, them having the information will, ideally, in their situation, to make the best decision. But sometimes you really get people, you get in people's heads. So, ooh, let's get that Biogenic Ooze on top. I am happy to draw that. And that was some nice value there. We got to ramp a little bit and still hit them. So we're going to attack with our 2-1, and then we're going to actually play our Daxos, and then our Ooze to maximize our triggers off Daxos. And we gotta listen to the disgusting Ooze noise. And there we go. It's a hell of a board. And if our opponent wants to tap out with Garruk and make a couple wolves, That's fine with me, because we are getting banishing lighted. They are getting banishing lighted. Banishing lit? You decide, viewer. I actually kind of like banishing lit. Banishing lit up. Oh my god, I hate casualties of war so much. Oh my gosh. Hey, that's okay. Even though I am sick of that stupid card, look at our board state. It still exists. It's still there. We didn't have as diverse a board. So, and we get to bring Calix in. Up Calix. And I'm thinking Mantle of the Wolf. Yeah, so no fun getting our stuff blown up, but Garruk coming in and killing a creature or making some wolves doesn't feel all that impressive right now, to be totally honest. So there's the wolves. Let's look at the top here. Hey, that doesn't suck. We'll grab that Conclave Tribunal.
The stars will light our way.
Banishing Light Garruk. And they, if they play a land, I mean, clearly, I mean, it's not terrible what they're doing right now, just getting creatures out. It's certainly strong. Let's make our dumb slime big and attack. I guess they could double block Daxos if they really want. Oh, they're just letting it all through. Going down to 3. That seems a little risky to me. I mean, and they know Garruk's not sticking. If they want to tap out for Garruk again, okay. So we did leave Calix open, so they're going to likely... Well, if they can't really bash in. Okay. Oh, wow. So they can... Oh, boy. I don't think that went exactly how they wanted it to go. So, yeah, they're tapped out. So we get to win the game now. We just get to win the game. So, Conclave Tribunal. Exile a Wolf. And there it is. Okay. Chugging right along. This is more like the Calix that I'd seen kicking my teeth in regularly. This is a deck that Calix I actually really struggle with, like Questing Beast, and I think it's probably becoming clear why these aggressive decks are kind of having a hard time, unless they're the really fast red decks, which we might actually be able to beat. Hey, we're gonna find out if we can beat one of these fast red decks right now. Just because our removal is just so consistent. So this is a mulligan. Hey, that's a hand. Oh, that's a lovely hand. Okay. Okay, so we are going to really be very cautious of our life total. We're going to get the tap land into play now. And a 3/3 for 2 seems great against the aggressive, throwing stuff on my desk, against the aggressive red-green deck. So, this is a nice start for us. Let's get the Bronze Hide down. I want to start chipping them down, and oh, I'm really hoping to live in a Heliod based world where we can get that life gain going and get some really big, annoying creatures that our red green opponent's going to really struggle against. So, this is a great intro here. This is basically about as good as I could have hoped. So we're going to Heliod's Punishment this, which is about the worst thing we could do to our opponent here. We are going to have that come into play tapped. We could put our 1/1 with lifelink out, but I really, really want to be protective of our life total. So this is the point in the game where we really want to draw land. So we're going to see if we can pull that off. Spellbreaker. I'm curious if how it's going to come. Okay, it's coming in hasty. Coming in hasty and hot. Match our 3/3. So wow, okay, they are... Okay. Goose ain't terrible. We're going to goose for sure. And I guess if we goose, then we play our lifelinker. I'm going to attack here, because I don't want to trade our 3/3 for their 3/3. We're going to goose in case we need to goose. And we are one short on Conclave Tribunal. Extra land would have been really lovely here, but we can get to 4 if we need to. We've got the Convoke here. Let's see what they do. We're going to take 3 here. No blocks. Not a problem. We just really need to get an enchantment we're going to keep down because our red-green opponent's going to really have a heck of a... Ooh. They didn't have anything to do, so... Suppose they might have something... Okay, so they're doing something... at our upkeep or potentially our draw. Okay, that is not. That's mean, certainly. Gosh, so we can flash out the Omen of the Sun. Ugh. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's a really heads-up play from our opponent. Oh, we didn't use our Golden Goose because I'm paying attention. Yeah, that was just a bad auto tapper. The auto tapper's never gonna tap the goose unless you make it. Now, so the Galea is gonna be. We're just gonna chip in here. We're gonna keep the pressure on them, and now we have an enchantment that now I suppose we might want to scry with it at some point, but we very well, if they don't play something particularly scary, well, the scariest thing they play is probably going underneath, with Calix is going to go underneath that Omen, or we also might be able to Conclave Calix and then Conclave and take 2 things out. That's what we're going to do if we have the mana to do that, and that's what's going to happen here. We are going to just let this damage come through, which is no fun, but is the smart thing to do. So, they only have 1 red up. Excellent. So, we just need to make sure we, there's nothing that 1 red is going to, instant speed is going to do. Generally, this is like I said last time, you don't want to do this, but we're going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like leaving Calix open because they could do something to Calix, but odds are they just aren't going to be able to. They are in green, so they could destroy our enchantment, so I suppose it might not be the best. Yeah, I know we did that in that order to put them both in the same thing. We're going to throw that under the Omen of the Sun because that would likely be a blowout. A naturalized effect would likely be a blowout we wouldn't come back from. They're going to get Galea back next turn, so we are going to not attack with our 3/3 because we want to try to keep Calix alive. There's a distinct possibility they're going to play some kind of hasted board and go into it, but that's just something we have to be. That's just we just have to live in that world. And if they can't answer Calix, we're in a really nice spot. And we even with Calix dead, I'm assuming something's happening here. Maybe we're getting Ember Cleaved. Likely, they've got a Pump Spell, because that's a really dumb attack. Okay. Barge in. Oh, and it gets Haste. Oh, does she have Trample? Oh, she has just Trample, or does that give a... Oh, okay, that gave it Trample. Okay. That's alright. That's kind of a bummer, because now we at 1, 2, 3. We actually are 1, maybe we should put that one the 1/1s. I don't know. Ooh, Shifting Ceratops. That's not good. Oh, okay. Well, we're okay here because we got to put Heliod down. Gain a little life. And I guess we're gonna make the Acelid's getting big and scary. So, no attacks this turn. We can thankfully answer the Ceratops. 1, 2, 3. We just need to top deck a land. This is not a terrible board. These big butts and indestructible creatures are hard for our opponent to deal with. Obviously, Heliod's Devotion. We're not rolling in Devotion, so we could lose. We can't bank on Heliod too much. But ooh, Krenko. It's a card we do not want to let our opponent untap with. Okay, now we're just getting big, dumb, stompy boards. Which, hey, I am all about that. So, Krenko. We're gonna put Krenko under Heliod. And now we're gonna bash in with a 5/5 and force him to deal with it. Or take it. And there we have him on a nice little clock here. We've got a big butt on Daxos. Again, there's a lot of things that could happen here, but oh boy. So I mean, again, they either have to try and develop a board state, or they're going to crash in with everybody. Yeah, I was gonna say Galea. Like if they want the trigger, that's fine, but trying to think. We want to keep Heliod. I think we're just going to take 9, which seems like a lot, but, ugh. This might have been a mistake, because Ember Cleave could come in. If we get cleaved, we aren't dead. Okay, we didn't get cleaved. We're going to need to gain a little bit of life here. We're going to need to get up on our life totals, which is not going to be too hard. Unfortunately, we can't give Heliod lifelink, but we have the Acelid. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, Chandra's scary. We need to wrap this up, which I'm actually just a piece of removal and a swing in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 would kill them if they don't have another blocker to put down, which they might have just realized. They could block with the Warden of the Chained. We have a decent chance to get some form of removal just with our draw and with our Calix. Oh, okay, there you go. We keep Heliod. And we get to keep some more damage here, which is important. We only lost, so 5, 6, 7. So we do still have lethal if we can get some removal. Ah, that sucks.
Look skyward and receive the gifts of the gods.
Oh, okay, we can, be a little tricksy, actually, here. Yep, and we're actually going to keep Calix like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we could just replay Calix and kill something if they block like that. So, our opponent probably forgot we had the food, which I tried not to let them see by looking at it. So now we got to put that counter there. And now, these things don't have life. We have nothing else to do with our mana. So, lifelink. And this is also going to keep us from, you know, dying. Oh, we should have life-linked, Daxos. We would have gained more life. Hopefully we don't die because I made that misplay. So, okay. Let's see what they got. Chandra's a lot of mana. 3 damage to my board doesn't take anything away from me. Obviously takes my 2/2s away, but they'd lose the Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, I think we've got this game then. Because that's... You can't kill my Daxos. You can't kill my Heliod. Because, yeah, they exile, but it has to die. If it would die this turn, and you can't kill my Heliod, and you can't 9 my Daxos. And so... I suppose leave these both black to block and up Chandra might be your best play. Oh, that was a mistake. Because, well, I guess we need to top deck a land, but if we top deck a land, then a blocker's just gone. If they attack at all, they die. Okay, yeah. And there you have it. Okay. Daxos. Undefeated thus far. As we wrap up, I always say, oh, we don't make changes to the decks in the middle of the games. Something did cross my mind. Because I was not the baseline architect of this deck, we are missing a very important card. Oh, and we're missing our fancy lands, too. But, I won't make you watch me change the lands out, but we are going to put in, the Field of Ruin. So we're going to throw that in. We're going to pull a forest out, because that might just kill a Golos player. Done. So... That is a quick tweak we're making to the deck, because I think if you're playing Brawl, you should always have that card in your deck, because Field of Ruin answers Field of the Dead, and Field of the Dead is a pain in the butt. So, thank you for tuning in. There'll be a couple more games on Friday. We'll see if we can keep an undefeated streak going. So this is quite the comeback for Calix. I'm happy to see that. This is a card I'm excited about, and I'm happy to see that we're getting to do some really awesome stuff and really getting to take advantage and not getting run over so hard. And coming back from multiple... Oh, I'm at the end of the video and I screw it up. That green-black card, that makes me feel sad. Casualties of war, as my partners tell me from off camera. So, even getting casualties of war, we're winning, we're doing well, we're having a good time. So thanks for tuning in to Brawlin with Brett. I have been your host, Brett, here on TCG University. Like, subscribe, you know the usual YouTube hoo-ha, and I will see you on Friday for the last video this week. Thank you.